Right, let's do some art therapy. I've got a different video for you today. This is something that I've been working on myself, and I've been going through each of the chakras and working with colour therapy really consciously and affirmation art to kind of make my own art therapy exercise that I'm using to heal my inner child and each individual chakra. This is a really easy and fun exercise that you can do at home by yourself in your own time. My cat is just a little whinge bag. I don't know if you can hear her. But this is something really easy you can do. All you need is a sketchbook, some paints. Cora! All you need is a sketchbook, some paints, whatever kind of paints you have, it doesn't really matter. Oh my god, let me let this cat out. All that noise just so she could go and sit outside. So as I was saying, all you need is some paint, a sketchbook, and some paintbrushes. We are going to do some finger painting with this. Obviously, you don't have to if you don't want to. So I suggest wearing clothes that you don't mind getting paint on, because sometimes that happens when you're so in the zone. Let me show you what we're doing today. So today we are doing colour therapy with a combination of affirmation art. We're going to be working on the heart chakra today. The heart chakra is linked to the colour green. It's all about self-love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness, all these lovely things that our inner child can benefit from. So I'm going to start by mixing up some green paint. We're going to work from a circular shape to represent the heart chakra, from the middle of our page out the way. So if you've never watched any of my videos before, I always like to start this inner healing work by taking a few breaths and a few moments just to connect with my inner child. You can do this in many different ways. For me personally, I'm quite a visual person, so I like to imagine my inner child in my mind's eye, and I just take a moment just to connect with her, to open up and to let her out to come and play. Whenever I do this inner child work, I always use my non-dominant hand. The reason why I use my non-dominant hand is because the non-dominant hand is connected to the right side of the brain, which is where our inner child is. Right side of the brain is the creative, expressionate. That's why I use my non-dominant hand, because it forces my brain to step out of the logical thinking mind. As I'm making this shape, I'm just being very conscious of this colour green. I'm being mindful of my breath. I'm trying to absorb this colour. How colour therapy works is, so we absorb colour through our eyes and through our skin. And we know that everything in this world is made up of vibration and frequency. And so light and colour are all made up of vibration and frequency. That's why we have the colour spectrum, and each colour vibrates at its own frequency, and each colour has its own unique healing benefits. Colour theory has been researched throughout the centuries, practiced as an alternative form of medicine by many different ancient cultures, like the Egyptians. I think they were the first ones to use it. They had a whole setup for it. They had like colour therapy temples where people would go to the priests and priestesses to receive healing, and they'd have rooms painted for each colour, and depending on whatever illness was presented, the priest or priestess would diagnose them and then bring them to the appropriate coloured room. They also worked with light through coloured glass, reflecting it directly onto the skin of the patient. Colour therapy is very healing for the mind, for the body and the spirit. As I'm painting this, I am imagining this beautiful green going into my heart chakra. All this fresh, lovely green energy straight in there. The vibrational frequency of the colour green enters into the heart chakra, and it can bring balance, it can prompt a release, gets the body to start self-healing. because our bodies are always in a state of healing. If you get a cut on your leg, you don't have to tell your body to make a scab and to heal it. Eventually it just does it itself, doesn't it? So it's the same with our minds. That's why colour therapy is really beneficial for those that struggle with anxiety, like emotional and mental health problems. We're going to work with complementary colours. Complementary colours are colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel. So the complementary colour to red, not to red, the complementary colour to green, oh, wrong hand, is red. I'm going to do some red around the edges of this, and we're going to blend the green into the red. Whilst green is a really grounding, healing, heartfelt colour, red is really stimulating and energizing. It kind of balances each other out and brings this feeling of stimulating a healing response. I think a lot of us have blocked or wounded heart chakras. There is just so much hate and pain in this world. Naturally, we tend to close ourselves off because it's all just our minds trying to keep us safe, you know, trying to protect us. But it doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel nice to have a blocked off heart. Symptoms of having a blocked heart chakra could be you struggle with speaking kindly to yourself. Maybe you're very judgmental of yourself and others. Maybe you struggle to receive compliments from others. You could struggle with being vulnerable, telling people how you feel. I'm just going to start blending this green into this lovely red. Personally, I've really struggled with letting myself receive love from the people that love me. Seeing my own worth and value as the loving person that I am. Because, you know, a lot of the time we'll close our hearts off to keep us safe. Because if our hearts are never open, well then we can't get hurt, or at least we think we can't. I'm going to start just using my hand to blend. And here you can just really let your inner child out. This is not about creating a beautiful piece of art at all. This is about the process. This is about connecting with your heart space and just opening up to give yourself the love and compassion that you deserve. It's so fun watching them blend together. Right, so now that's all done, I'm going to get a hairdryer just to speed up this process, and I'm going to dry the whole page because we're going to get a Sharpie next and do some writing on it. So let me just do that. Now for this next bit, you're going to need a Sharpie or a thick black marker pen. And we're going to work with affirmations, mainly I am affirmations, because I find that they're the most empowering and impactful. We're going to work in a spiral shape, and we're going to fill this page with loving, caring, kind I am affirmations that resonate with your heart space. Things that you want to tell your inner child. If you were to reparent your inner child, what do they need to hear? What loving words of affirmation, validation, and acceptance do they need to hear? That's what we're focusing on today. So the reason why we do a spiral shape is because healing is not linear. You're going to come around to the same things over and over again, and over time you heal bit by bit and things get better. The spiral to me is a really powerful shape, and it's good fun. Like, you're going to love this, all right? So I'm just going to take a moment to just think. This work is all very intuitive. There's no right or wrong. If you get stuck and you don't know what to write, you can always just go on Google and just Google heart chakra I am affirmations, or affirmations for the heart chakra, because sometimes it's hard to tell yourself the stuff that your inner child needs to hear, because obviously they need to hear it for a reason, and that reason is because they weren't hearing it when they were younger. So Don't worry if like you feel a bit stuck, like just Google it. I've had to do that a few times with a few of the other pages that I've done. Go intuitively with what feels good, and yeah, just explore, have fun, let whatever needs to come out come out. This is my heart chakra affirmation art. I filled it with loving words, loving guidance from me to my inner child and to my heart chakra. Like I said, if you don't know what to write, just Google heart chakra affirmation and you'll find loads, and just pick whatever resonates with you. And you'll know what ones resonate with you because they'll really stick out to you and you'll feel drawn to them. This is something really easy and simple that you could do, and it's good fun. It's a nice little reminder, like if you're having a tricky day, you can come back to these pages and just remind yourself of the lovely things that are true in your heart. I've done this with other chakras. I'll quickly show you. This one was my root chakra page. Here is my sacral chakra. I noticed with this one that I actually ended up using thicker paint than I did previously. So I think to me that kind of gave me the insight that maybe this chakra was filled with a bit more dense energy than my root chakra. So that was interesting for me to note. And this one I really struggled to think of the right affirmations to tell myself. So I did have to Google a little bit with this one. But we got there in the end, and it's full of lovely words now. And here's my solar plexus page. And yeah, so here's my heart chakra page. I'm going to go on to the throat chakra next, and the third eye, and the crown. And then I'm going to have all of the chakras done. This is really fun and easy, something you can do with yourself in your free time. And it doesn't take long, you know. You can just sit with yourself and connect with that side of yourself. Give yourself a bit of healing, bit of self-love. And yeah, you don't have to do it on a big page like me. You can do it smaller or even bigger if you like. Whatever you want, just make it your own. And just remember to just go easy on yourself. This work is very deeply healing. I feel like it's more healing on a subconscious level. So if there's something that you're not quite ready to do, then don't overwhelm yourself. But if you are, then do dive in and let whatever comes out needs to come out. Pay attention to whatever it is you're writing. Maybe you could work with these affirmations, do some mirror work. You can really just make it your own. So anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Love you lots. Bye. Mwah.